Hi, welcome to the Irish episode of Photoshop Lightroom TV. I'm Marek Mularczyk from sitetraining.co.uk and I'm in Ireland. Welcome to this episode. This time I'll start with a quick tip on using a tablet. If you've never used a tablet before, you can see me using it all the time. I strongly recommend using one of the tablets. Fantastic devices. I'm using a Wacom tablet. This is the old version of Wacom Intuos small version, A6. The tablet comes with a pen, and pen is an amazing thing. First of all, the tablets are pressure sensitive, which makes a lot of difference in application like Photoshop. Depending how hard you press on the tablet surface, the more effect, the more paint you apply to your images. Also, it's so much easier to use a mouse. It doesn't strain your arms. You can work all day long with the tablet and you don't feel any arm in the arm like using a mouse. Fantastic devices. We'll be talking more about the tablets in later episodes. I strongly recommend getting one. If you've never used it, even try to get a really cheap tablet. This will make a lot of difference when you're designing, when you're working with your images. I'm using tablets all the time. Now what I want to show you this time, I've got a tutorial for you in Photoshop. I want to show you how to create multiple images from one. We'll take one image and we'll create 3 images. We'll cut one image into 3 images to create a really nice effect. Every image will have a border around it. Very nice, very easy to create, very quick. Here I am in Photoshop. This is the starting image, and the effect I'm about to create is that here. We'll take this one image and we'll make it into 3 images, 3 separate images, and we'll make it really easy without cropping the image one by one. So we'll fully automate it. Okay, so I'm just going to close these files here. No, I don't want to save them. And I'll start with this image here. Okay, good. Just drag it here. Okay, that's the image. It's a low resolution image. I'm working in 100% view just to make the things easier and faster. I will start by creating a new blank layer in the layers panel. Just click on the little page icon, create a new layer. I'll select the custom shape tool. In the custom shape tool options, in the options bar, make sure the fill pixels icon is selected, the third icon from the left on here. For the custom shape, I'm going to use this shape here, this square thin frame. So I'll just double click on it. I'm using my default colors, black and white. I'm going to create one square or one rectangle here on this layer. So I'll just simply click and drag to create one rectangle here. Good. Then I'm going to create a new layer for the next one. So let's create a new layer. And I'll click here and drag one more. This looks good. And I'll click on a new layer icon. And I'll create one more shape next to it. Okay, and I've got 3 here. Now I'm going to merge these layers. So with layer 3 selected, I'll go to the flyout menu in the top right corner of the layers panel, and I'll select merge down, and I'll do it once again. So I'll click on this flyout menu and select merge down once again. This will put all 3 frames on one layer, on layer 1. Okay, now the next step will be to go to File menu, Automate, and Crop and Straighten Photos. Select it, and Photoshop will do all the rest for you. Okay, I can see it's cropped all the images. I'll go to menu here, and I'll change it to 3 app to see all 3 images. And that's the design. That's the one. Very quick, very easy to create. Also, of course, this is a different order, so I'll need to move that here and this one here. Okay. Okay. So this is the 3rd image. Right. Back to the studio. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial in Photoshop. Now I've got one more for you. This will be Photoshop as well. This time I'm going to show you how to resize images in Photoshop, how to make them bigger with the minimal loss in quality. You know that when you resize images in Photoshop, especially bitmap graphics, now bitmaps, when I say bitmap, don't confuse it with BMP file format. Bitmaps are all the images created using pixels. JPEG files, PNG files, GIF files as well. And one of the troubles we challenge when we resize the images is when you resize the images, you do lose on the quality. Basically because when you resize the image, the application needs to somehow create new pixels. You cannot resize the pixels. You can't stretch them. Every pixel is a square one by one. So when you make images bigger, when you increase the number of pixels, the application has to recreate the pixels or create them from scratch. It's much easier when you make images smaller because the application will just compress or will delete the pixels. It's different if you want to images bigger. Sometimes you won't have access to the high quality images. You only have access to low resolution images, 72 dpi images, and then it's even worse than that. So I'm going to show you a quick tip that I learned a few years ago, how to make images bigger with a little loss on the quality. Very, very quick tip. Here I am in Photoshop, and I'm going to show you how to resize images, how to make them bigger without any loss on the quality or with the minimum loss on the quality. This image is quite a low resolution. If I go to image and image size, you can see the image is 72 dpi and it's only 500 by 367 pixels. What people would normally do is they would change the size in here, so for example 800 pixels, make sure the constraint proportion box is checked, which will resize the height at the same time. I'll just press OK. And you can see the image is blurry and is very pixelated. Just going to undo it, Control Z or Command Z if you're on a Mac. Go to image, image size once again. And first thing you notice when you resize the images is the resample image drop-down menu. Depending on what you do, you use different methods. Photoshop will use different methods to recalculate the information about the image. So if you want to make images bigger, you will definitely go for bicubic smoother, best for enlargements. And now here's the trick I've learned. If you want to get the best possible quality, it will take you a bit of time. It's a slightly longer process, but it will also give you much better quality. So what we're going to do here is we're going to change the values from pixels to percent. I will use 10% increments. So we use 110 by 110%. I will just press OK. Now I'm going to open the same dialog box. This time I'm using the keyboard shortcut, Ctrl-Alt-I or Command-Option-I. I'll change it to percent and I'll type 110 again. I'll just press OK. Okay. Then I'll do the keyboard shortcut once again. I'll change it to percent, 110 by 110. I forgot to change that here, bicubic smoother. Just press OK. Now the image is almost 800 pixels and does look slightly better. It is slightly smooth, it's slightly blurred, but it's not as much pixelated here as it was before. It's a very, very nice tip, very easy to do. It's me again. I promise it's the last time today. That's it for today. I will see you next week in the 4th episode of Photoshop Lightroom TV. I'm Marek Mularczyk from sitetraining.co.uk. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think, and I will see you on PhotoshopLightroomTV.com. Thank you.